are now looking at a 2022 Isuzu D-Max 3.0 TD double cab in, I'm not making this up, Pull Me Over Red. And in these little videos we share some rather bizarre information. For instance, after the global pandemic, our slightly misfiring electricity supply, a possible recession and other turmoil, we identified another evil in our midst: the gentrification of simple pickups and rustic 4x4s. There's no better proof of this than the gleaming red Isuzu double cab you're looking at right now. While other pickup manufacturers slowly started adding their idea of leather, then central locking, power goodies and a touchy-feely radio thing, Isuzu's engineers were more concerned about how many sheep fit on the back. Toyota, Mitsubishi and Nissan gradually introduced luxury items, bigger alloys and convenience gadgets to make their workhorses more attractive. But to us it seems that the guys and girls at Isuzu either ignored these changes or noticed them way too late. So they added an aftermarket central locking system. When Ford started shipping some of their local bakkies with Ford Sync, a nice auntie who lives in the dashboard, the others must have had a mad scramble for more screen time. We'd like to think that Isuzu's team was still busy testing maximum manure capacity when the memo reached them. So they added a slightly terrible but mostly optional aftermarket media thingy system. And let's not even involve the car like VW or Merc in this hypothetical comparison, because they brutally showcased how simple the Isuzu KB/D-Max was. Possibly bare, boring and backwards, but beautifully simple for those hard-working folks who just want to get the job done and don't like chatty dashboards. Which brings us, finally, after all that ranting, to this new to us D-Max double cab model. The looks have changed quite a bit, ditto for the interior, and we think that Isuzu did a great job of maintaining their company identity while differentiating the new product and modernizing it at the same time. The underpinnings are still Isuzu girders and shared with the more elegant Mazda BT50. Plus, we finally got a bit of a boost in the drivetrain department. New to this market is the less powerful but jolly frugal 1.9-litre turbodiesel 4-pot, which customers can opt for in almost every body and drivetrain combination. Isuzu's tried and trusty 3-litre turbodiesel 4-cylinder goes into the new generation with an extra 10 kilowatts, totaling up to 140 kilowatts at 3,600 RPM, with maximum twist of 450 Newton meters from just 1,600 RPM. As can be expected from such an erstwhile agricultural mark, they don't provide 0 to 100 km/h acceleration figures. But we do. After a keen amount of wheel spin, our best attempt was a highly respectable 10.32 seconds, which lands this 2,999cc vehicle near the very top of our 4-cylinder turbodiesel pickup acceleration list. Braking is also not bad for a former Plas bakkie with knobbly rubber: 2.95 seconds and 42.91 meters. As for our initial argument of tech overload and unnecessary trinkets on work vehicles, it has to be noted that our test vehicle was a very fancy LSE 4x4 derivative, near the top of its food chain. For proud technophobes, there's a simpler 3.0 model with far less technology. And if you're happy with the 1.9's leisurely pace, you can even have a super simple double cab at 2/3 the cost of this one. And now we've arrived at the not-so-chocolate side of this vehicle. It had, besides self-guided airbags and automatic climate wipers, things which only debuted in an S-Class of the last decade: keyless access, lane change and blind spot warning, tire pressure sensors, and, if you really want to, radar-guided cruise control. In an Isuzu. Honestly. We found exactly the same weird situation with its SUV cousin, the new MU-X, plus some of its rivals like the posh Fortuner or new Everest. They're essentially bakkies with full bodies, but, much like the former farm implements they're based on, they've now been drenched in tinsel and assaulted with 3 tons of self-guided missile launchers. Do we want that in an Isuzu bakkie? I suspect that most Southern Africans don't. But in the interest of keeping up with the Joneses, Isuzu wisely added some of the stuff in escalating severity to their upper tier models, That means, in summary, you can still choose to have all, some, or none of the modern driving conveniences, or irritations, depending on which side of the farm fence you're sitting on. And, in keeping up with their competitors, each D-Max is sold with a 5-year 120,000 kilometer warranty and 5-year 90,000 kilometer service plan.